Now, hi, we're talking about therapy. Not
Um,
theraflu, but therapy. Go ahead, Nefertiti.
yeah, so I wanted to link therapy to art actually, and the role of the art teacher being very similar to the role of the therapist. In that, okay, so I studied fine art for 3 years, and for me that was almost like 3 years of therapy in a way, because it was all about finding what it is in me that I don't know that I know, but I'm sort of trying to express kind of in a similar way to therapy. Fuck, I can't talk normally now because I know I'm being
Finding,
recorded. And
you were being recorded before. You're still being recorded by the Always Open room. It's just I'm
I was onto
recording it
something.
separately on my own computer now. Here's my question though.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're talking about finding aspects of yourself that you didn't know you know. Is that NI? Is that introverted intuition? What you didn't know you know?
Yeah, this is actually a quote that I really like. I think it was Susan Hiller, this artist, who said it. Like, I think I even remember it to the word. It's like the beauty of art is it's reflective something, like the reflective, like the way art can show us what we don't know
Yeah,
that we know, you know?
it's like
So
it's like one piece of art, but everybody sees the thing in that piece of art that is like a projection of something in himself, right? That's what you mean. I
yeah,
think.
and even for yourself, like sometimes you express yourself and you don't even know why you're doing it, but then you look at your piece and it tells you something about you. So it's like this communication, and I
You
think
mean
it's quite
almost
interesting that
always?
the role of, huh?
Almost always, I bet, for you as well as for me, if things are going well, you don't really know what you're doing until you're done doing it and you look at it and go, huh. Isn't that almost always the
Yeah,
case?
for me it was,
It is for me too.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry I've
Yeah.
interrupted you.
I was talking to an artist about that. I think it's really interesting the way he was saying that the way that the artist can function as a child and like philosopher at the same time. So the child is just kind of playfully expressing themselves, and you need to have that kind of freedom of expression that we were talking about earlier with casual, to in order to just express yourself freely, to see whatever will come out, and then sometimes like step back and look at what you've done, and then suddenly your role is like more the philosopher looking at the piece and looking deeply. So I think, yeah, I could link it to extroverted intuition and introverted intuition, kind of, exercising both sides of it somehow. um,
What do you think about
but yeah, I think
Neptune's
therapy
comment
has a
here?
very similar.
Oh, thank you for bringing it back to topic. That's very good. I had forgotten all about it. What do you think about Neptune's comment here that he says, God damn it, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Fucking, yeah. He
Oh
says,
yeah, I don't
everything
think anyone.
can make a genius piece of art if they cling too tightly to logic. I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
I think you
yeah. So I
gotta,
think it's important to have this kind of free space to come at it from like all these different directions.
I
I
think
mean, sometimes you use.
yeah, TI and
Sorry.
certain pieces that you make, right, are going to feature TI as an element in the work. But that's a different matter than using TI because what you really have to be writing is not your thinking at any point, not your logic, but your intuition. That's what you got to ride. It's the only horse you got. It fucking bucks like crazy. And he does. But eventually you just learn to ignore it and just kind of like, well, who knows where we're going this time? I don't know. We'll find out.
But it was really interesting at art school, for example, to see how differently people work, and how some people are really, really thinking a lot before they start doing the piece, and some people just throw themselves into it. And then also, I was talking to somebody earlier about acting, and we were comparing like the SP temperament with the NF temperament in acting, because there's a lot of actors, I guess, and there's probably a lot of ENTP actors as well, but like the way some people do things for like an adrenaline rush, the sort of extroverted sensing thing, and then the way some people do it more to express some sort of inner feeling. I don't know, like it's just really interesting the way all of these things come out in
Well, it's
different ways.
interesting to bring back to therapy is that you present it as therapeutic. I would not present it as therapeutic for myself. I don't see it as a way generally, although I would say sometimes it is. This is probably an indication of my limited understanding of the word therapeutic. I don't view it as something I do necessarily to deal with hardship or pain, although certainly I will make songs if I'm sad or if I'm like girl girl thinking stuff. But I do think of it more as a fun activity than as therapeutic. 'Cause I tend to think of therapeutic as being somehow, emotionally hard, emotionally
Yeah.
difficult. Do you guys think?
But I think you can really,
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I think you can merge these two in therapy. Uh, it being, because I went to Jungian analysis for a couple of years, and that was really amazing. And of course, it was also talking about the hard stuff, but it was also really like fulfilling. And we were working a lot with art and active imagination and these kind of exercises,
So it's more like
and
life
looking at
coaching.
dreams.
It's more like life coaching than therapy then, yeah?
Yeah, but it was definitely therapy. Definitely. It's just one form of therapy. Um, I have done psychoanalysis as well, which is more like talking about the past. But I kind of enjoy it. I mean, sometimes it is difficult, but I personally think it's a very healthy process to
I mean,
bring it out.
I've done it as well. I've had a therapist. I've had a marriage counselor who then went on to be my individual therapist for a couple of sessions. And before that, in earlier periods of my life, I had a couple other therapists for little periods of time. In general, I didn't find it particularly helpful because I felt as though I was just explaining what I'd already thought through, or hearing him sometimes make some good observations, or sometimes just be like totally wrong about shit. It was kind of hit and miss. The last guy was pretty good, but he'd go off on this nutrition shit, and I was just like, that has nothing to do with anything, and nothing to do with it. My nutrition has absolutely nothing to do with my mental state. That much is abundantly clear. You know why? Because I'm consistently the same guy over time. My mood variations being consistent as a consistent phase kind of thing that I do. But what does change a lot is my diet. My diet changes all the time. But I'm still the same guy. Sometimes I eat a lot, sometimes I eat a little. Sometimes I eat a lot of Jolly Ranchers, sometimes I don't eat any Jolly Ranchers. It depends.
But don't you feel when you express yourself to a person, when you tell a person about your story, it really depends on the person you're telling it to. So if you've got a good therapist, somebody that you really resonate with, something happens. I really find I can, rather than just talking to myself, talking to another person who's not just your friend, because then you can't go on for ages and it's like a pain in the ass. But like I find that if you find a good one, what's that?
To be honest, for me, I don't like therapy and stuff like that. It seems like asking
Okay.
help, and I don't really like to. I like to figure stuff, but by myself. But at the same time, I know that it's very beneficial. So it's like something that you hate, but you have to do. You know?
I mean, I think introverts probably need it more than extroverts. The
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know what Margie just said, but the reason I don't think it was very helpful for me is because I'm always talking about myself. You could barely stop me from talking about myself. Why do I want to pay somebody to talk about myself?
So am I, but I still found it helpful.
But okay, is it more helpful than this? Really?
This is also therapy for me,
Okay, well, if you call
in
everything
a way. It's
therapy,
not therapy, but it's
listen, Nefertiti, if you define everything as therapy, then you're right. Therapy does all sorts of good shit.
I'd probably define everything as therapy. Actually, you're probably
Yeah.
right.
Well,
But
okay,
yeah,
then yeah, everything's great. I
uh,
agree. Therapy
it's
does
like
all
a
kinds of
lighter
good things.
form of it, though.
Yeah,
For, for,
well,
for me,
go ahead, casual.
for me, therapy is like laying on a couch and telling your life story to someone who's crossing his leg and pretending to care what you tell him. And then you pay him for the hour. It's I don't know. It's useless. It
Well,
sounds useless. Like you rant
here's
about something,
here's
and
why.
the
Here
guy is doodling in his his paper.
here's why I bring it up, casual, is because last night I was talking with Taylor and Nick, and they were saying that I was saying stuff about the marketplace, and the conversation came up that it would be theoretically possible. I was trying to construct ways in which I could do it that I would feel okay about doing it. For me to try to sell time either spent with me doing the way I want to sell it is you could have an hour of whatever you want. Like it could be, you could just talk to me about whatever. I was originally positioning this as like super nice friend person, right? Who just listens to you complain about shit basically, and commiserates with you. So, so you go,
Yeah, but
God, this is terrible, and I go, I know that's so awful. I can't believe you have to put up with that.
yeah, but
sometimes you need that, though.
if you're paying someone to do that, that you know it's not genuine.
I mean, I know. Well, this is the thing. I'm trying to figure out if to what extent I could sell something like that without feeling A, ridiculous, or B, exploitative, or C, both.
I don't know about how you're gonna feel about it, but you definitely can sell it.
I can't.
I mean, you can. I said it's like there's always a niche for everything. You just have to find the right people.
Who?
You can sell anything.
Does anybody need that? I'm not sure anybody really needs that, but I bet somebody might want it.
They may
Yeah.
not look for that specifically too much, but one thing I was going to say, especially for like an ENTP or something like that, where you get dominant NE, you might find people that are looking for a wide array of differing possibilities or perspectives on things. Like you might find that rather than providing a service where it's just like, oh yeah, that really sucks, where you're trying to appeal in that way. It's more like if you get somebody who comes in that's like sort of got a one-track mind, or they're just having difficulty with like, I just, like get some ISFJ person in there that's just really wanting possibilities thrown at them, but they just have difficulty generating themselves. So you're just sitting there riffing for like 2 hours, and they're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. I didn't know.
Well, it was suggested that for it to work properly, I have to give them a PDF at the end. It's a little report on our thing, which I can totally do that. I can make them a little report, Well, this is what I observed, and this
Th-
I used to write that kind of bullshit for work when I worked for the
Yeah.
county.
There, there
It
are
writes
websites.
itself. It's just nonsense.
There are websites where you can like talk anonymously to someone and you just rant about stuff. It's like online therapy, either by
Oh,
text or by yeah. It's
Yeah,
usually
but
free.
we do that for free though. So
Right.
Yeah, but
yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's just I think
I
we accidentally stumbled into that market already.
What I'd like to do is sell therapy sessions with Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazakow.
what? Who's that guy?
Doctor Who?
I'm Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazakow. That's right.
Just
I'm
kid-
Native American life coach and general guru to everyone.
Therapy master practitioner.
Your problem, young man? You're crawling like a cub. but you need to sprint like the wolf. As you'll learn in Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo's life-changing Learn to Sprint Like a Wolf Symposium, just $750 for 6 45-minute sessions with me, Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo. They're group sessions, large group sessions. But you'll still get a lot of individual love from me, don't worry. And we encourage ISFPs of all sorts, ISFPs, INFPs, all of those NF types. Come on over. We want to talk to you at Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo's Sprinting Wolf School of Sprinting Wolves.
He suddenly turned Irish.
His accent varies. It changes with my mood.
It's kind of my secret dream to be this strange guru person.
I will.
Come and talk to me about all your problems. I come straight from India and I will tell you what the solution will be. It is deep within your third eye. I tell you, I look deep in your soul. And I will tell you everything.
You know what? You and Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo, what's that person's name? Does that person have a name? Yeah, that person.
I think she's called Jasmindra Brahmaputra.
Jasmindra Branda Prufra? What? Say it again. I like that name.
I'm sure of it.
Jasmindra
Brahmaputra.
Dismember Brahmaputra? Dismember Brahmaputra. I like that name. Dismember Brahmaputra.
Check this out. Sorry. Can you see the moon?
Yeah. Yep, it's bright.
Full moon. Sorry, yeah.
It's okay. It's called extroverted intuition. You're good.
I didn't see it. Hold on. Where is it?
Eric's like, I'm interested now. Okay, you see the bright light right outside the window.
That's no moon. That's the Death Star.
Full moon.
Cool. I like that moon. That's good.
Somebody poked a hole in the bed sheet.
That's a good moon. Happy moon. Here, I've got an exciting link for you. Oh, I forgot. We were making a video. And that concludes this exciting video of Talking with Famous People.